We have a caller.
We do. Actually, we have a radical on the phone.
Who's that?
He's from the Tea Party.
What's his name?
Todd Hartwell.
Hi, Todd.
I think, Todd, you've been on our show before, haven't you?
Oh, I should turn on
Todd?
the phone there. Yeah, hello, Todd.
Hi. Yeah, I love you guys' show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you've been on before. Didn't you come on one time with us?
Yeah, prior, Chris Lawson was on.
Exactly.
And we get us all on the same party.
I remember that.
Yeah.
You know what he has
Oh,
radical...
all right, you crazy right-wing loon. Tell us what you called for.
Well, you said, are we a center-right country or are we a center-left? And, we're trying to look through the eyes of an Illinoisan. And, here we get Mark Kirk in, but we can't seem to get Bill Brady over the line. And, when you got gerrymandered districts, if you look at the districts, the U.S. Congress, we moved to the Republican side, but yet the state, we couldn't move any of them over.
Good question. Good.
So because of gerrymandering. So we're looking through this like through Illinoisans, but you have to step back and look through it through the eyes of the nation, where we had over 600 state legislators change from one side to the other. So how did Barack Obama get in? Well, let's face it, people wanted to feel good by voting for someone that was unique in political history. A lot of people did. I heard an extremely conservative black woman just said, "Hey, I wanted to give the brother a chance." And she did, and she was a dynamic speaker, but that's what she wanted to do.
Well, wait a minute, Todd. This is Tim. Can I stop you for 1 second? I want to ask you a question. Why do you think a guy whose base was big north of I-80 won, and the guy that was base was supposed to be huge south of I-80 lost?
Well, population wins out, and also who controls the voting polls wins out. And Brady didn't do himself any favors by changing his campaign style once the primary was over. He wasn't up here enough.
Okay.
And that's just plain and simple. Wasn't up here enough. It wasn't his stance. It was. He didn't come and get enough votes out of Cook County.
Shouldn't I mean, because we had Edgar, we have Thompson. I didn't mean to knock you off your train of thought, but we had Fitzgerald beat Carol Moseley Brown, a woman from Chicago, a black woman, the first African American woman elected to Senate. We had Jim Edgar, we had Jim Thompson, we had Chuck Percy. I mean, Judy Bartobinka was the only one in 2003 that won. So I'm still kind of amazed that Mark Kirk won, and I mean his base was north of I-80. That was his base, and he beat Julius, who should have been a strong Chicago Democrat. I'm sorry.
Right. Well, but you also have to look at the candidate. I mean, Julius, everybody saw him for a younger, flaky kind of a kid that he is, and so that pulls a lot of the Cook County suburbanites who said, "Nah, I don't trust this guy with nothing." And then with Peter Fitzgerald, and thank God he did win because he's a good man. But Carol Moseley, she was far left and had overspent her income in the first year, and then voted the way she voted. And she was, let's face it, she was never a real politician. She was an administrator making way too much money and stepped into a race, a 6-person race and wound up winning. So she was a mistake to get in there in the first place.
Do you think it's a matter of the only way that a Republican could win in Illinois is if they're a moderate? Because obviously Brady and Plummer did not run as moderates. They ran as hard conservatives. You look at Mark Kirk, he's a moderate. You look at Edgar and Ryan, they were moderates.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But on the other side of that, look at all the U.S. congressional seats. None of those people were moderates, and they all won. All of them won. We changed over 5 seats.
But they were running in districts that did not include Cook County. So in order to split the Cook County vote, you've got to be a moderate.
Well, there is something to that, but Joe Walsh, who is going to wind up winning, is Palatine, Arlington Heights, those are all Cook counties.
Yeah, but that's also I hate Melissa Bean. That's almost like an anti-George Bush vote.
I mean, no, really, let's listen to... Please.
Yeah, but Melissa Bean isn't actually that hated in her district until the campaign started, when she refused to do what a campaigner should do, which is, face the people. But